Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only ICP. ICP has been absolutely smashing it over the last few days. When we go and look at the 7-day chart, it says it's up 127%. Okay, and it's up even more, right? If you bought near the relevant bottoms that were roughly there for 2 weeks, which we will discuss as well. Listen, this is how fast things can move, right? For a couple of weeks, we're going sideways, a little bit down. There's buying opportunities. People don't dollar cost average when we're at some of the lowest prices ever ICP was. Next thing you know, boom, over a couple of days, it is back up to very, very high prices. So that is just how the market works. And the crazy thing is, this is happening all while, let me actually reset this, all while the markets are generally down, right? We can see over the last 7 days, Bitcoin has been going down. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has been going down. And we know for the most part, when Bitcoin goes down, other cryptos go down as well. Okay. Sure. Sometimes it lines up once in a very big blue moon, like once a year, where Bitcoin will go down and alts will go up, right? But in general, when Bitcoin goes down, so do alts. So the fact that if you go to the last 7 days, we can see we're in the top 100. We have, okay, these don't count. These stable coins do not count. You see we have a few cryptos that went up just slightly green. And then we had like what, 5 that did pretty good. Dash, ZK, ICP, DCR, and ZEC, right? Zcash. So those ones did really, really good. And obviously you can see on average, cryptos are down a good amount, right? This is just simply the top 100. If we go to the 101 to the 200 sector, we can see some cryptos are green here. But there's also many, many, many red ones. So that's the thing, people, right? This is an absolute huge win from ICP. And now when we go to look at some of the ICP basic stuff, we can see we are ranked 30th. So we went up in 10 in ranking, right? I think I just saw a rocket ship or something. We went up from 40th to 30th. We are a top 30 crypto as of right now. And the thing is, the bull run hasn't even started. Okay, yeah, boost by 10. Nice. We're at 3.5 billion market cap, 1.1 billion volume in the last 24 hours. So you see lots and lots of volume in the billions, okay, in the billions. Over the last month, we are up actually 47%. In the last week, we are up 130%. And in the last day, right, 10%. So very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. When we go and look at some of the charts, ICP in particular, we can see that, like I said, we were going down and sideways for some time. We talked about how this is a support zone, and this is a good solid area to be dollar cost averaging, right? We talked about the support weeks ago already. So we can see, right, if you did get in hypothetically at this point of, let's just say even $3, you could have had upwards of 2.4x your money. Now, me personally, I actually did cash out very, very recently because I did get around $2 or around 230, something like that. I got in somewhere over here. So for me, when I saw that we reached actually this point of $7, I personally took profits from everything I bought down here and even dollar cost averaging down here. Okay, just for the short term flip, which I personally never ever do. The reason why I did this is because when we go and look at the last few months, right, we can see we have actually swept all of the liquidity that is relevant over here. Okay, boom, right? This is the last monthly candle. And we can see when we actually go zoom in that we actually did sweep it just by a little bit, right? We can see that this current candle is slightly, just by like a little hair, higher than this one. So we took out all of the relevant sells from March. So many, many months at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 months of sell side liquidity just got taken out. Okay, it just got taken out. So that is why I personally did cash out, because I do think in the short term, we could see ICP retrace over the next week or two. So yeah, I'm personally looking to be re-entering, right? I'm personally looking to be re-entering. Is there a chance in theory things can obviously go up a little bit higher before they go down? Yes, but I think, the fact that all these big zones just got taken out makes me believe that the start of a mini reversal is going to start. especially that I do believe that Bitcoin is going to go under 100K over the next couple of days, right? I do think Bitcoin is going to go under 100K over the next couple of days. So we could see even a retest down to something like $5 for ICP, right? Because ICP, this is the main big relevant zone right now in terms of the new structure, right? There's a lot of structure here. So we could just see ICP retrace 22%. And yeah, this would be a good buying opportunity for me to re-enter, or maybe I'll check out where I'll be buying. But let's just say you didn't buy. Let's say you didn't buy and you're thinking, well, what should I do? What should I do? Listen, first off, I am not a financial advisor, but I will say this though, right? I will say this, that I do think, usually after you see a huge pump, right? Especially if you take the average of somewhere at the bottom to here, roughly 146%, 150%. I usually do think there is some type of retracement after at least 30 to 50%. So personally, I would wait if you're looking to get in. Now, if you're thinking about the long term, right, I think even right now, technically is a good time, right? Technically is a good time. Now, you are going to be buying in some of the highest times we've had since February, right? Which is obviously going to be a little bit annoying, but that's what happens when you don't take the opportunity, like we've been discussing over the last few months of buying even here, right? We've been talking about consistently buying here. And even when things swept, buying in this zone. These were the two main zones we have been talking about dollar cost averaging for the last few months. So anyone that has bought action in this zone and this zone, they're up right now. So you are paying a premium if you were to get in right now. Like I said, you could be patient, but if you do have FOMO, you could buy now. But here's the thing, right? You have to also think, what is your mentality long term? Because for me, I personally think at the bare minimum, this altcoin season, ICP should go to $30, $30 to $35 at the bare minimum. And I think this would actually be even horrible results after everything, to be honest. Now, some people might think, no, that's actually great, but I personally think this is an underwhelming result, right? Even if you bought in right now, you would be going and looking upwards of 5x for these types of results. The question is, are you willing to be patient a couple of months? Me personally, I think that ICP will be heading to this relevant bank candle. I do think we'll be hitting $70. So hypothetically, if you were to get in now and you're willing to endure potential red for the next couple of weeks, because like I said, I do believe we will be going down, then you could be seeing upwards of 11x your money. Now, the last final zone that I think is relevant is just this one over here, because this is the 2021 highs. So we could just boom sweep these highs, and then that would be the market top cycle, right? So upwards of $90. So yeah, but if you do care about ratios, if you do really want those discount prices, I would be looking at least probably around the $5 mark. I think that's very, very realistic to pull back down. I'm not sure we're ever going to see the prices of $3 again. I would be really, really surprised unless we would be wrong about certain things like Bitcoin, right? Unless we'd be wrong about certain things like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin would hypothetically possibly come back down to, let's just say 85K even, then I don't see ICP going back to $3, right? But if, like I said, if Bitcoin did go down to here, boom, let's see, boom, like this, boom, right? You're looking at 20% more for Bitcoin. Yeah, that is a big, 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 that is a lot. That is a lot. So altcoins would probably go down another 40 to 50% at the bare minimum. And like I said, 40 to 50% at the bare minimum at this point. I mean, yeah, 50% is back to like above $3. So, I mean, you're really looking at it like you're really stretching it out. That's a really like low probability hypothetical scenario. So, yeah, what is next? What is next? Well, I, like I said, personally do believe the short-term pullbacks are here. I do think based off everything, I think we'll retrace at least to $5. If the market starts turning bullish, let's say Bitcoin starts to go up next week or the end of 2025, then we could see another retracement, or we could see another pullback upwards of $7 or even upwards of $8 by the end of the year. But that is ultimately it, ladies and gentlemen. When we go look at the yearly candle, right, we did take out all of the possible sell side liquidity, right? At one point, we were literally in gray territory. When we go look at the 6 month, right, boom, I do believe we are setting up for 2026 to be very, very bullish. When we go look up and look at the 3 month, we can see we actually are consistently creating a higher low, right? I know things that might sound annoying, but we actually do have a low here. and we do have a higher low here. So this is actually technically bullish, right? This is technically bullish. The question is, when will we start pumping up heavily? Like I said, I think in 2026 is going to be the year of the altcoins. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys did enjoy. Talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.